Happy Tuesday, everybody. We have Taylor Swift that is drawing a line in the sand with her friendship with Blake Lively. And we also have Kristen Doute fighting with Gigi Golnesa from Shahs of Sunset. Lots to get into, lots to update you guys on. I hope you're ready for it. Let's dive in. You're listening to No Filter with Zack Peter, your go-to source for all the latest pop culture and reality TV tea, served fresh all week long. Now, let's dive in. Hi, guys. Happy Tuesday, September 2nd. I hope you guys had a lovely Labor Day weekend. I hope you spent it with your family. I hope you spent it with your friends. Maybe you spent it a little poolside. Um, I know yesterday I opened up about the, losing my friend Jeff. His full name was Jeff Lewis Epstein. And it's been a challenging weekend. I'm grateful that you guys gave me an opportunity to kind of just be raw and vulnerable and messy on the podcast yesterday. I love that you guys are listening to Disaster Daters again. The first two seasons are out and are they I mean they've been out, but like it's been so fun to see people rewatch and laugh at those episodes again and see like the ups and downs in our friendship. And I love that. And somebody today sent me Jeff had this best of the best music playlist, and someone sent it to me, and they're like, "Jeff sent me this playlist when I was really going through it, and it's been really helpful." And I love that there are so many points of connection, that there are so many pieces of him that are kind of just scattered all throughout the internet, and so many people felt connected to him in so many different ways. And it really helps you put life and things into perspective. I'll say today is the first day I kind of feel a little strong again. I was really shattered over the weekend, especially up until yesterday. I think talking about it on the podcast was very helpful and very cathartic. And again, whether it was right or wrong or however, I trying to not judge myself and to give myself a little bit of grace in all of this. It has been challenging, but there have been a number of people, I mean, all of you guys included, but I mean, like a number of people that have really supported me lately and been there for me. And my friend Donna Bowling has just been the most incredible friend in texting and calling and checking in and been worried about me. And I could not have asked for a better friend at a time like this. Donna has been, you know, a confidant of mine. And I don't know how I would have gotten through these. I mean, Donna's the first person I spoke to. I mean, Saturday when I got the news, I was like calling all of our friends and I was like, oh man, nobody was answering the phone because it was like early Saturday morning. Of course, I'm one of the only people awake because I'm crazy on a Saturday morning. And, Donna didn't know Jeff too intimately outside of, her knowing him through me. And I was like, is it weird if I call her? Like, she didn't even really know him, but like, I was trying to call like our mutual friends. And Donna was the only one that answered that morning. And I'm glad that she did. And she's just been really supportive. Donna's been great. Stu has been great. He's continued to check it. I love Stu so much. And he's just been, such a great support. Um, Surprisingly, a lot of content creators that, we don't know each other too well, or we haven't gotten to know each other too intimately, but just knowing each other from afar on the internet. I have to say, Besties by Caitlin and Christian Gray Snow were so incredible to me on Saturday and just like checked in on me and were so sweet and sending me like the longest, sweetest messages, making sure, I was okay and I was taking time for myself. Like, again, like I know them and we've done podcasts and stuff together and we've seen each other at events, but for them to just go so above and beyond and to, you know, be there for me in that way just meant so much. And I just have to say thank you to Caitlin and thank you to Christian and Donna and Stu, my friend Jacques. You guys know Jacques. Jacques been really sweet checking in on me. He was traveling and he still made an effort to check in on me. Kate Casey, I had a lovely phone call with this morning, and she's been really great with helping, and just being supportive. Um, Up and Adam and I spoke this morning, and that was really sweet, It was really sweet, and we acknowledged, we're like, "Listen, we get it. We've had our differences, and we've had our ups and downs over the years, and we had that big falling out for, like, 2 years, and, like, all of that stuff does not matter in moments like this. Like, this is when you need to, like, show up for the people that you love." And on that same note, I have to say, I've been really shocked and disappointed that there are some people I have not heard from, and that was jarring. If Adam and I Josh from Louisiana called me, and we spoke on the phone, like, there are people that you know that I have not even heard from. Not a phone call, not a text message, nothing. That to me is gutted me. Like, I lost Jeff over the weekend, but that's not the only friend I lost this weekend, that's for damn sure, and it just breaks my heart, and it's shocking, I'm just like, "Wait, what? Or what?" You know? That was weird and tough, and I get it, some people are going through their own grieving process. I'm trying to give everybody grace, and people keep reminding me I need to give myself a little bit of grace right now too. But yeah, the ones that are silent right now or have not even cared or bothered to check in on me, that was very shocking. But like I said, thank you to Donna, Stu, Jacques, my friend Jess, my neighbors here in the building, my gym friends have been really sweet to me. Um, yeah, my new friend Matt has been really sweet lately. He's really shown up for me when I've needed him to. It's interesting the people that are there to show up for you, you know? And again, my phone call this morning with Adam was just it actually warmed my heart so much that we could just be like, literally, fuck everything else. And, that's those are the moments that, those are the moments where people that matter are able to show up. I mean, Norma, oh my god, Norma. You guys remember Norma in the live chat? She sent me the sweetest voice note this morning. I actually did talk to Evan. Um, I heard Evan and I chatted on Saturday, very briefly over text message, but on Saturday, I did hear from Evan. I mean, he's on the East Coast. He's in New York now. But we did connect. He did, you know, express his condolences, which meant a lot to me. Um, yeah, it's been interesting. But I'm just grateful for the people that have shown up. And again, I just a special outside of like my core solid group of friends that I talk to every day, like Jacques and Stu and Donna and Jess, I have to just say Caitlin and Christian and KKC have all been so incredibly generous. Um, and Jen Armstrong was also very close with Jeff, and her and I have connected a lot over the past several days, and that's been special. Special when you can share somebody that you love and come together and, bond in that way, as sad as it may be, it's special. Jeff was special. He was very special. Many people loved him, and he made a lot of people laugh. And again, for those of you that are going back and listening to his podcast, his Manic podcast, or Disaster Daters, which is the show he and I hosted together, yeah, you know, those are really special. And I'm glad that we got to share that. I'm glad there's so much of him that is shared all over the internet that people get to experience over and over again and relish in that joy. And thank you guys for just giving me space, to be messy and sad. I've not been shattered like this in a very long time. And like I said, I've been through heavy grief in the past, and I thought knew what I was in for. At least if anything, this time I know how to handle myself a little bit better, if that makes sense. I know when to give myself space. I know when to surround myself. I know how to navigate the grief. Grief itself is not easy. It's not linear. It's very different every single time. This one really, I will be honest, there were some really, really rough moments over this past weekend that I mean, I saw sides of myself I've never experienced before. And you know, I guess just like the way it happened and it's very tell your loved ones you love them. Don't let a day go by. Spend time with them, be with them, hug them, love them. Petty shit does not matter. Friendship. If Adam and I can come back together after everything we've been through over the last several years and still just hold space, and I'm so grateful to him. I really have to say that. Adam was been just us talking this morning really meant a lot to me. So yeah, okay, we will get into the news. We'll have all of that. I remember when you talked about my date at IHOP and he said IHOP was a green flag. I laughed so hard. Yeah, again, all of those stories which will live on in Disaster Daters. We support you, Zack. Um, yeah. So thank you guys. And oh, thank you, Nicole. I hope your day is brighter. My heart broke for you yesterday. Go have a shot in honor of Jeff. I think I want to. I mean, listen, I obviously, want to be mindful of his family. I don't want to overstep. Um, but I was thinking maybe it would be nice for anybody that's local, like be like, okay, we're gonna all go to this bar and have a drink in his honor, just something casual, but that everyone can kind of feel like they're a bit a part of. I don't know. I'll keep you guys posted on things. Um, 'Cause again, I want to be mindful and respectful and but still honor him in the best ways that I know how to do. But all right. Shall we get into the show? Let's shift gears. Bunny says, I was so happy when I saw you buried the hatchet with Adam. So sorry for the loss of your friend. Thank you. But it's like, listen, it's even in times like this that to me, for the people that I haven't heard from, I'm like, what is so terrible or so bad that like you can't even see me as a human? We can't just be two humans and me as somebody that's like fragile and broken. Like I said, today's the first day I've really kind of felt kinda strong, like I can stand upright. I've had a lot of friends that have been very helpful in distracting me and keeping my mind off of things and trying to laugh in between sobbing. But, alright, on that note, let's move into this week's sponsors, and then we'll dive into the Blake Lively, Taylor Swift, Kristen Doute of it all. Alright, first up, Seed. All right, raise your hand if you've struggled with bloating or if you have issues in the bathroom. Don't worry, we've all been there, done that. Am I right? Bloating, especially during the summer when we want to be feeling and looking our best, bloating can really put a damper on many of life's moments, which is why I'm so excited that I found Seed's DS-01 Symbiotic. It's formulated with 24 clinically and scientifically studied strains to support whole body benefits, including gut health, skin health, heart health, immune health, gut barrier integrity, gut microbial balance, and micronutrient synthesis with just 2 capsules per day. Super easy. DSO1 is formulated with strains that are clinically validated to reduce abdominal bloating and intermittent constipation after 2 weeks. I feel so much better. It's super easy to take, and I feel like I can get through my day with a bit more of ease. So, if you want to get an early start on maybe some of those New Year resolutions that you started last year that you promised yourself you were going to do in the new year, get started right now. Feel better right now. Get ahead of the new year with a routine that helps you now by going to seed.com/nofilter and use code NOFILTER25 to get 25% off your first month. That's 25% off of Seed's DSO1 Daily Symbiotic at seed.com/nofilter with code NOFILTER25. All right, listen, when you think of game day, you might not think Wayfair, but you should, because Wayfair is the best kept secret for incredible and affordable game day finds. Anything you need, they've got you covered at an affordable price. You can just go online, get all your game day essentials. They have a huge selection. They have different curated collections. They can fit your budget or your price point. They can find things that are unique, that are tailored to your liking, to your style. I'm talking about everything from coolers, grills, folding chairs, TV stands, coffee tables, entertainment centers, barware, serveware, entertainment cookware, everything you can need, even sports-themed decor. You can find that on Wayfair too. Bet you didn't know that, but now you do. Okay, there's something for every style and every home, no matter your space or your budget. Wayfair makes it easy to tackle your home good goals with room ideas and curated collections. It's free. They have easy delivery, even on the big stuff. They have all your must-haves, from furniture, decor, appliances, cookware, all in one convenient place. Wayfair is your trusted destination for all things game day, from coolers and grills to recliners and slow cookers. Shop, save, and score right now at wayfair.com. That's Wayfair, wayfair.com. Wayfair, every style, every home. Struggling to switch off at night? That's okay, because Soul's out of office gummies help me relax, quiet my thoughts, and fall asleep naturally. Just the right balance of CBD and THC to ease me into a restful night's sleep. So if you're struggling to sleep, I highly recommend you give Soul a try. Soul's a wellness brand that believes feeling good should be fun and easy. Soul specializes in delicious hemp-derived THC and CBD products designed to boost your mood and help you unwind. Their best-selling out-of-office gummies were designed to provide a mild, relaxing buzz, boost your mood, and enhance creativity and relaxation. With 5 different strains, you can tailor the dose to fit your vibe, from a gentle microdose to their newest 15 milligram gummy for a more elated experience. Bring on the good vibes and treat yourself to Soul today. Right now, Soul is offering my audience, that's you, 30% off your entire order. Go to Get Soul, that's GETSOUL, getsoul.com, and use code NOFILTER. That's getsoul.com, promo code NOFILTER for 30% off. All right. Okay. I see a lot of people asking about Perez Hilton. Yes, today. Sorry, guys. I've been a little distracted over the past couple of days. So I've been a little out of the loop with everything, but Perez is in court today. He has his case. Last week, he experienced a court win when Judge Lyman allowed him to move over to the Nevada court and let the Nevada judge determine what was going to happen with Blake Lively and her subpoena. She filed a motion to compel. Lyman said, sorry, I can't compel this. This is beyond my jurisdiction. This needs to be handled out in Nevada. So Perez was able to get his case moved to Nevada, and the judge will be hearing the case today. We will see if there is a win. I don't see why not. I can't imagine the judge would force Perez to move forward with this, litigation with Blake Lively. I know CJ, citizen journalist, she is, I believe, at the courthouse. I believe the hearing just started. I don't know if there will be any updates before we wrap the taping from today, but if not, then we'll definitely recap and update everything tomorrow. Tomorrow is only a day away, but I believe he is in the courthouse right now. Believe it just began maybe about 20-ish minutes ago, because I believe it's 12:50 here, and I believe Vegas is an hour ahead, so it might be 1:50, and it began at 1:30. So we shall see. We shall see. Okay. Talking about Blake, but moving on, we have Blake Lively and Taylor Swift. So it is being reported. Now we have to take this with a grain of salt because it is being reported by Radar Online. But according to Radar Online, Taylor Swift will revoke being grandmother to Blake Lively's kids as the pair's war goes nuclear after the singer's engagement reveal. This is what's so sad about it, right? Is that, like, one just got engaged, and there are these life moments that you don't get to have anymore because of this legal drama, you know? So obviously last week, Taylor announced her engagement. We had a number of stars that came out. We had Gigi Hadid, Cara Delevingne, Carly Kloss. They all came out in support and, rallied to congratulate Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce. Blake Lively did not. We have not heard from Blake Lively. There was no birthday post from Taylor. There was no birthday post from Ryan Reynolds. And I know Donna was talking about how even on Instagram, Ryan Reynolds seems to be not really posting about Blake. And I don't even think he has many photos or any photos of Blake on his Instagram feed, which people have found interesting. You would think, though, right? Like, especially right now, with the entire world watching, you have yeah, like, there are so many fun photos that Ryan Reynolds has. Even I'm trying to see, are there any, like, family photos? I would imagine he's not trying to get rid of his family. But, like, there's, like, friend photos and work photos, but there is no oh, there's a Taylor Swift post on here. Interesting that he kept Taylor Swift. He said, "When I'm 95 years old and my wife and kids wheel me outside and into the sun, I can drink a sandwich can drink a sandwich. I'll still be talking about seeing this show in New Orleans, not just because it's one of the best things I've seen or heard. I don't understand the unimaginable work, care, talent, and discipline Taylor Swift generates to create an experience like this because I'm not a scientist. I am athletic. I'm It's an athletic event and a collective cultural phenomenon. It's gigantic but intimate. And he shared a number of photos from the Taylor Swift concert, and this was in October. Interesting, interesting, interesting. So he kept this up. So he's clearly trying to stay in good graces with Taylor, but there's not, which is so wild. There's not a single photo of him and Blake together on the feed. Like if you slide through some of these, sure, he still has it ends with us here. But that's so interesting that there's no Blake Lively photo. I'm just going through his entire feed now. Interesting. Well, Taylor Swift, he seems to still be trying to be cool with her, but she is definitely seemingly not cool with Blake. So a source told the outlet that Taylor feels she has no choice but to draw a line in the sand. Their friendship collapsed months ago, and she doesn't want blurred obligations lingering. That includes her godmother role. She's already considering issuing a formal notice either through a mutual friend or even a lawyer to make it clear that she's stepping away. Interesting. How do you revoke being a godmother? Don't you just say, "Hey, I'm not going to be the godmother anymore"? I don't know. Something about this story feels a little off. I don't know if I fully buy it. I know Radar Online is kind of tabloidy, very National Enquiry-y, but that feels a little intense, right? When can we start predicting when Taylor will get married? When do you think Taylor's gonna get married? I would imagine maybe, like, next summer. I definitely imagine a 2026 wedding. I don't think she's getting married this year. The year's already halfway through. I would think next year, for sure, without a doubt. We'll see. But it's sad, right? That, like, the kids have to suffer as a result of this, and Blake doesn't get to be a part of the engagement, which are, like, happy these are, big moments in life that, it's just crazy and unfortunate. But, I mean, listen, Blake did it to herself, you know? Next season off. Oh, you think Travis is gonna take the next season off. Interesting. Take a break, plan a wedding, get married. Do you think she's gonna have babies? Does she want babies? I know she's like a cat lady, but, like, does she want babies? I would think she would want babies, right? I don't know. I guess she kinda seems like a cat lady and not a baby lady, but I can also see her having a baby, which would also be sad considering she has 10 years of history with Blake. Like, it is sad to see the end of their friendship and their relationship as much as we dislike Blake, and we can dislike Blake and also be like, "Damn, girl, you blew up your life for this. Like, what were you thinking?" I really don't think her and Ryan ever thought it was gonna get this big, and now with Ryan kind of seemingly taking some space from her, again, there's no birthday message. I don't know if there were ever any photos of her on his feed, which it would be kind of strange if there weren't, but I don't know if we've confirmed that um he did have it or not. Blake and Ryan did it to themselves. They really did. They really did. They overshot their mark, and now I think they're gonna go all the way because they have to go all the way, you know? They have to they have to commit. Ryan was brought up Catholic, but Blake is Protestant, so it's unclear if the godmother designation was a religious one formerly in a church of some way. I don't know, because then you would think Taylor would have been part of that, and I don't know. Taylor's not religious, is she? Well, I mean, she comes from the country world. Country can be very, conservative and religious and love Jesus, and so maybe Taylor loves Jesus. I could see that. We'll see. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. You don't have to have a church to designate. Right, but I'm just saying if it was a religious affiliation, like with us, um, when you have a godchild, it's called a godchild, you're a godmother. It's typically there's like a ceremony that's done at the church. So I don't know. Blake and Ryan consider themselves Christian. Oi. I don't know if they still identify with that. Jesus loves Taylor and Travis. Well, we know that. I just didn't know how much Taylor still loved Jesus or not. I don't know. I don't know what her journey to through spirituality is. Same with Blake or Ryan. They seem pretty morally corrupt for their God-fearing people. They definitely are morally corrupt and need to go to confession. Church, Catholic Church, godparents is a permanent church recognized role. Correct. Guess her baby won't be mentioned in Taylor's song either. Shame. Oh, I know. It is such a shame how that all just completely went to shit. But again, Blake and Ryan did this to themselves. It's just I can only imagine what it's like at home with the two of them right now. I can imagine they're super stressed and not doing well because there's money that they're just pissing down the drain nonstop. This story and this narrative that they kind of have to commit to despite maybe feeling listen, I also think maybe Ryan was kind of duped by Blake. I think I always stood firm in my thoughts about what happened, and I think it was Ryan sensed some chemistry between Blake and Baldoni, and Blake downplayed it by saying, "No, I'm not into him. He's the creep. He did this, this, and this. He said this, that, and this." And that's what got Ryan all fired up and being like, "What? What do you mean he did all of these things? How did you not tell me this?" Of course he was going to come in and try to defend his wife. Of course he was going to go scorch earth. And then it all came out. Then we get her text messages. Then we get the video footage. I think the Daily Mail publishing that footage of the dancing montage, I think those were really key pieces of evidence that absolutely, I'm sure, made Ryan's head spin, right? Reading her text messages about being yummy and flirty, never with teeth. Wild. Wild. Can definitely see Ryan Reynolds and Blake Lively fighting at home. You said this was what would work. I didn't want to go to court. Yeah. Someone didn't want to go to court. I can guarantee you one of them did not want this court battle. I don't know if she's the one that pushed it or he's the one that pushed it. I kind of feel like he's the one that pushed it. And when she bit Justin's lip, yep, is never with teeth from something else before Blake said it. No, it's from Blake. Well, the only other time you say never with teeth is when you're blowing somebody. Oh, oh, take out your dentures. Hell no. It's a lot. No way their marriage lasts 5 years. No way. No way, Jose. If Ryan leaves Blake now, Blake would be left with the bills. Oh my God, could you imagine? That would be crazy. Imagine if he leaves her with the bag. I think that would absolutely well, here's the thing too. Even if he's upset with her and angry with her, like she's still the mother of his children. He has to at least ride it through to the trial. That would be wild if he left her before the trial and then in the end she had to pay all the attorney's fees. That would be insane. No, I think she would throw her tantrum and fight him in court to make him pay for it or to at least pay for a portion of it, right? Well, I think if well, I don't know what their prenup looks like, but if they get divorced, I would imagine she's coming for everything, coming for half of everything. She's gonna fight him like hell in the divorce. But I don't know if they stay together after this. I kinda feel like they're on thin ice, and the trial is gonna be a real big make or break moment for them. And then she lashes out at him. He can just throw her under the bus. Yeah, she's also a ball buster, that's for sure. I used to think the divorce conversation was stupid, to be honest, but if they really lost the Taylor friendship, I think it will happen 100%. They lost Taylor and Travis. It's make or Blake. I know, that was a slip of the tongue, make or Blake. Uh, Beth says, "What is the answer? Drop the lawsuit and go into hiding for 2 years?" At this point, I would well, listen, at this point, I don't even think they can drop the lawsuit. I think they have to commit to this all the way. Not that I want them to, that's not what I'm encouraging them to, but I'm just saying, like, at this point, they're so deep in it that they don't really have any other choice but to pray they get some sort of sliver of a victory at trial. What is it? Okay, so we're in September now. So the next big trial we have is Tom Sandoval and Rachel Leviss and Ariana Madix. I believe that is still going to trial. We'll see what happens there. But they'll probably divorce if Ryan has trouble making movies. I don't know if he will or he won't. I know a lot of people like are saying that here's the thing. I think his popularity is also decreasing with this as well. I know at the beginning I was like, the Marvel fans don't care. And I do think there is a majority of Marvel fans that don't care, but I do think that there are a number of other people, including a fraction of the Marvel fans, that do care enough and that want nothing to do with him. I mean, I feel like that's a general consensus is people like really don't like want anything to do with him like at all, which is understandable. You know, I get it. He's not doing himself any favors by sticking this out. Beth says if they lose, they're even more done than now. That's the thing. They have to commit and maybe win. Um, but if they lose, that's really gonna be the craziest one. Bunny says my husband is a Marvel fan and he doesn't give a fuck. Exactly. Well, Donna was saying that Lance is now like kind of over Ryan Reynolds. He may not have cared before, but it's the women and the wives that are really kind of. I mean, it depends. I think the biggest thing is whether or not Disney is gonna stick by him. Because if Disney sticks by him, I think he'll be fine. If Disney doesn't stick by him, I don't know how many other people are going to want to cast him. I mean, and losing a role like Deadpool would be a big one. But also, the Marvel universe has so many different characters and so many different movies. They still have Hugh Jackman, right? They still have Wolverine. So I think they'll be fine in that. Um, but yeah, and they can easily replace Deadpool. I mean, look at how many times they've replaced Spider-Man. We had Tobey Maguire, and then we had Andrew Garfield, and now we have Tom Holland. So it's not that hard to find another Hollywood leading man to then take over the role of Deadpool. So we'll see what happens there. Um, if I'm not mistaken, Disney has had a major walkout from the cast. What cast? Avengers? Is that true? From Avengers or from um Avengers Doomsday full cast leak revealed? Oh, do we have? Oh, but I think we already got the full cast leak revealed. Who's? Oh, speculated cast includes Chris Evans, Mark Ruffalo, Tobey Maguire, Nicolas Cage, Hugh Jackman. Interesting. They had a um pretty solid cast reveal already. But was there a new cast leak? I don't know. Doomsday trailer leak rocks the internet. There's after Mars. Oh, there was a trailer leak. What? Avengers Doomsday, the future superhero blockbuster bringing Robert Downey Jr. back into the Marvel Universe, has found itself the subject of fake leaks. Marvel premiered a sizzle reel for the new film at the D23 convention, okay, on Sunday. However, that was followed by numerous photoshopped images teasing false announcements and fabricated quotes from non-existent footage being shared on social media. The presentation that was released was filled with old quotes from past Marvel Cinematic Universe movies and showed behind the scenes recording of the film's director, the Russo brothers, hard at work. No clips from the forthcoming release was included in the reel, but a leak of the reel has been shared online. It featured a pre-recorded clip from the film set in London with the Russo calling the film bigger than anything we've ever done. I'm actually really excited for Doomsday. Like really excited for Doomsday. I think it's going to be good. I'm ready for it. I do like Marvel. I don't know about you guys, but I am somewhat of a Marvel fan. The fact that Deadpool was tabled after the last one made 1 billion says a lot. Well, it wasn't it was Deadpool and Wolverine. It wasn't a Deadpool movie. And to be honest, I think yes, Deadpool has lots of popularity, but I think it was the coming together of Ryan Reynolds and Hugh Jackman. I think the two of them coming together and Hugh Jackman and Wolverine being the bigger name and the bigger character in the Marvel universe. I think that. Well, wait, Wolverine Marvel? X-Men. X-Men is DC Comics. Um, well, I guess Is X-Men Marvel? Yes, the X-Men are Marvel, having originated as a superhero team in the Marvel Comics. The X-Men are currently being integrated into the Marvel Cinematic Universe with the film and development with Disney's acquisition of 20th Century Fox, which had previously produced the X-Men film series. Yeah, so X-Men is Marvel, but there was an issue with the film. Okay, film history. For many years, the X-Men film rights were held by 20th Century Fox, but Marvel Studios acquired them from following Disney's purchase of the studio. Marvel Studios has now confirmed that the X-Men will be part of the Marvel Cinematic Universe with a new movie slated for 2028. A new X-Men movie, or is 2028 the new Doomsday movie? I do love this because I loved watching the X-Men, which was really cool. I watched X-Men recently too. X-Men is Marvel, yeah. X-Men. Yeah, I knew that they were Marvel, but I was like, but there's an issue as to I remembered they were not part of the Marvel, I guess the MCU, Marvel Cinematic Universe, but I guess it was because Fox 20th owned the film rights to X-Men, and now we're all in this together. Okay, moving on from that though, let's talk about Kristen Doute and Gigi from Shahs of Sunset for the Bravo fans. So, there was ugh, there was a photo of Brittany Cartwright that Golnesa Gigi decided to comment on, and it was very messy, messy, messy. So it was a photo that I guess looked. Oh, Karen Huger's out of prison. That's that's one big start. But there's a photo of Brittany Cartwright, and she's with her new boyfriend. It looked like a paparazzi-ish photo, and so it was shared, and he's like wrapped with his arms around her, and she's got a little how do I say this politely? She's got a little, maybe she needs some seed symbiotic to help her out, right? But so it was a photo that Gigi commented on, and Gigi basically said, um, here I'll read you her comment. Gigi said, "No shade, but is she pregnant too?" So Gigi talking about Brittany Cartwright because she had a little bit of a belly, right? But like we all have a little bit of a belly, but the belly was kind of, as Gigi said, bellying. She said, "No shade, but is she pregnant too? I mean, he's holding her belly, and the belly is definitely bellying." And listen, let her, like, that's not a nice thing to say. Let Brittany be Brittany. Let Brittany have Brittany, and her body is her, her wonderland. Let her do her. So then Kristen Doute was pissed, and she posted on her Instagram, and then she shared her DMs with Gigi. And Kristen writes, "Why would you comment on a photo of Brittany speculating pregnancy as a woman, as a mother? Fucking disgusting." I agree. I didn't like that. It's a pooch, not a belly. Okay, well, however you wanna call it, you know? But, like, it wasn't a nice thing that Gigi said. You'd think that as a mom herself, she'd know how uncool that is, but nah, I guess. Well, here's the thing, Kristen's beef with Gigi, I guess I remember so I had them both in my live show, and, in November, my things in November 2023, they were both on stage with me at the Bourbon Room. It was Gigi, it was Reza, and it was Kristen Doute. And so, because a lot of times you invite people to be in your show and you like wait forever to hear back and you have to put in like asks to other people just in case these don't follow through. And so sometimes more than one people or more than one person will confirm and say yes, and then you have like a panel, which is typically how it happens with my shows. I invite a bunch of different people. Whoever's able to make it amazing, who's not, boom, put them together. I didn't realize they had beef, but Kristen's like, "I don't think she likes me," and I was like, "Really? I didn't know she had a problem with you." And she's like, "Yeah, I don't know if she likes me." And I was like, "Okay, well, if you want me to keep you guys separate, I'm fine." She's like, "No, we're both big girls, whatever." And I was like, "Okay, fine. Then you guys can both be on stage together. Maybe we'll put Reza in between the two of them." And then that's not how the seating ended up working. Gigi and Kristen ended up sitting next to each other, and Reza was on the end, but whatever. But there was a point where I think it was, I mean, the live show is up there. You can watch it on YouTube. It's the November 2023 Thanksgiving show at the Bourbon Room. Friendsgiving show is what it was. No Filter Live Friendsgiving. And I think the conversation was around Ozempic. And Kristen, was talking. Something came up, and Gigi's like, "Well, why did you gain all the weight?" And Kristen, and she didn't know at the time that Kristen had just miscarried, but Kristen's like, "Oh, age." Like Kristen handled it very well, because Gigi just has a way of like saying things that maybe can rub people the wrong way. And so I remember there was that like that point of contention, and I, was trying to like, all right, let's get this back on, let's gear this back on track here, right? And then I remember that was also the same event that led to the fallout between Kristen Doute and Lala Kent because Gigi had said some things about Lala and, about her publicly bashing Randall Emmett, who's her baby's father. And Gigi didn't like that. Gigi's always been Gigi, and she's always, fully, you know, kept it 100, so to speak. But so she responded to Kristen. Gigi finally responded to Kristen. She said, "Bro, you keep trying to come for me. Haha. And I hate to say this to you, but I'm not the one. There's an image of that man holding her stomach. Isn't that what couples do when they announce they're potentially expecting? Especially when the woman's stomach clearly looks pregnant." The fact that she very outspoken and very blunt. The Thanksgiving served no turkey and all beef. That's for damn sure. Kristen really has come a long way. She really has, right? Someone's going to pop Gigi someday. It's interesting, Gigi and Lala. Like well, I don't know. Gigi, I feel like is a whole other level, right? But so okay, so she's writing to Kristen and she says, there's an image. It looks like they're expecting. She said, as a woman and as a mother, because that's what Kristen said, that she couldn't believe that. She said, as a woman and as a mother, it serves clear when there's a pregnancy announcement, but I guess I was wrong. She's not in my life for me to know what her body normally looks like, to know that she's not pregnant in an image her man is holding her belly. I was clearly wrong. Now, with that being said, you and I are going to have major issues. Let me just make that clear. Don't ever call me names. I have yet to call you out of your name, but there's a long list of words that I can share about you since it seems like that's the game you want to play with me. Yikes. Try to accept God into your life. I love she's like, I have a list of names I can call you. You need Jesus. Number one. Gigi is the Persian Lala. She really is. Zach, you keep it 100, but you are not an asshole. I try not to be an asshole. I try to be a decent person. I'm flawed. I make mistakes. I try to take accountability for those mistakes. I apologize when I'm wrong. I take my beatings as they come. It's crazy. Um, so she said, try to accept God into your life. I can admit to making a mistake about that girl and be apologetic, and that's now a separate matter. Now it's you and me. So buckle up, teeth. Oh, buckle up, buck teeth. Damn, she called her buck teeth. Like buck teeth, but buck teeth. Um, I don't think she called her. Did she call her names? She just said, "Why would you comment on a photo of Brittany speculating pregnancy as a woman and as a mother? Fucking disgusting." I think she was calling her behavior fucking disgusting, but I don't think she was calling Gigi fucking disgusting. I don't think. Right? I don't know. I don't think so. I mean, listen, it's not nice. Gigi did not say anything. Never with never with buck teeth. I know, that's funny. Never with teeth. Never with buck teeth. But here's the photo. I mean, listen, it's not a nice. I don't think so Gigi said that he had his arms wrapped around her like a pregnancy announcement. No, I don't feel like that's the case. When you have your arms wrapped around someone for a pregnancy announcement, you have your arms wrapped around their belly, right? His arm is wrapped around her shoulder. So that's not like you know, like you're normally she would be holding the belly, and then I would assume his hands would be wrapped around her and his hands would be over her hands. It's not a flattering photo. No, it's definitely not a flattering photo at all. At all. But like the last thing you want to hear is, are you pregnant? No. Nicole says everyone knows that if you are not 100% sure if a woman is pregnant, keep your mouth shut. Yeah, congrats on your little bump. You know, he's not holding her belly at all. Wow, right? Like the only way you take this shot is if you're like, I'm going to make fun of your pot belly. Like that's the only reason you say those words when you respond to a photo like this, unless he had the hands wrapped around her, midsection and she had her hands on her belly. Then at that point, I would feel like yes, it's not a very flattering photo, but the last thing you want to hear is, "Are you pregnant?" And Gigi, come on, Gigi had to have known like that maybe wasn't a nice thing to say. You know, I hate that this gets an is she. I hate that women get this. Is she pregnant? I know. Exactly, Zach. It was a body shaming diss. And Gigi knows that. Like Gigi come on. Gigi's not dumb. She's a very smart woman. And I think you know, and if that would as if that would be a pregnancy announcement, right? As if this like random photo on a beach that's like clearly from afar, that's like a paparazzi photo, as if this was gonna be Brittany Cartwright's pregnancy announcement. Like, come on. They're dressed for like a chill beach day. His shirt has no sleeves. Like her hair, she doesn't even look like she has makeup on. Her hair's like just kind of tousled up. Like they're just having a cute beach day. Michelle says, not to mention Brittany has struggled with her weight for years. Way to kick her while she's down. It's not a nice thing to say at all. I mean, who does Gigi think she is? She has not her old looking face. Yikes. Listen, don't know. I 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 don't know. Okay, let's see if there's any updates on Perez. It does not appear that we have any Perez updates as of yet. I believe the court hearing is still going on, so we will probably have to cover more tomorrow. We'll have a more clear understanding of what went down. It's going down. Meet me in the club. It's going down. Oh wow, look at Taylor Swift reunited with Brittany Mahomes over the weekend for a birthday party. But she didn't wish Blake a happy birthday, so she's still out here being like, I'm celebrating my friends' birthdays. Period. Dot. There was a funny article that came out on Globe. I don't even know what Globe is. I just thought it was funny. It's clearly bogus, but it's the headline is Justin Baldoni lives like a prince amid legal drama, a very high opinion of himself, exclusive. He's been embroiled in headline-making lawsuits all year, but Justin Baldoni isn't keeping a low profile. He's still living his best life, and he's doing it without any guilt or shame, a source tells Globe of the It Ends With Us actor and director. He was accused of sexual harassment in a bombshell lawsuit filed by co-star Blake Lively in December 2024. Baldoni denied her claims and filed a $400 million countersuit against Lively, 38, and her husband Ryan Reynolds, which was later dismissed. According to the source, the 41-year-old, who is worth an estimated $6 million per celebrity net worth. Okay, come on, celebrity net worth, is that what we're trusting? Still lives like a prince and enjoys the best things money can buy. He got his beloved sports car and custom-tuned Lexus and never misses a workout or a spa treatment. He gets $1,000 haircuts and wears $1,000 shoes. Like who gets $1,000 haircuts? Who's paying $1,000 for a haircut? That's crazy. I mean, $1,000 for a haircut? What are they doing? Washing his hair in gold? I don't really understand. $1,000 shoes. I mean, designer shoes are $1,000. That's whether they're sneakers or loafers or boots, like they can be 1 to 2,000, but they're definitely in that range. I haven't really seen him wear any designer shoes. Blake wears designer shoes all the time. She's always wearing red bottoms. She's a designer gal. Which, I mean, interesting. It's so funny. $1,000 haircuts is wild. I don't even women don't even get $1,000 haircuts. During a pretrial conference in February, Baldoni's lawyer, Brian Friedman, who also represents Jamie Heath and Steve Sarowitz, told the judge that his client has devastated financially and emotionally by the lawsuit per People. Freeman also alleged that Baldoni has been exiled from polite society and suffered damages totaling hundreds of millions of dollars because of the lawsuit. In newly unsealed text messages from Lively's lawsuit, in which she now accuses Baldoni of launching a smear campaign against her, the actor's business partner revealed that he had hired a $9 million crisis management firm. The Daily Mail was the first to report this news on August 24th. But despite the publicity firestorm that threatened his career, and adds the source, the Jane the Virgin star dressed and looks like a guy who holds a very high opinion of himself, because he absolutely holds that opinion. Even after all he's been through, he's not letting anyone change who he is or how he lives. He's never lived like this, though. He's never been the label whore, you know? He's never been rocking the red bottoms and like flashing. Like, he's always been a pretty simple, like, chill dude. Like, he wears, very simple clothes. It's so interesting that this is like the spin that they're trying to run with. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. This sounds like a Blake PR. Yeah, 25 karat gold uh haircut scissors. Yeah. 25 carats, diamonds in the air. Lives like a prince. I know, that's hilarious. Where did they even get this? Like, who is the person that wrote this article? It's by Globe, and the author is Jennifer. Oh God, Jennifer what? Jennifer Leonard? Jennifer Lenhart. Who is she? What are more headlines from the Globe? Courtney Cox has wanted Johnny McDade to propose for years, but the musician always finds an excuse. Jennifer Aniston reveals a dirty little secret about her hygiene that grosses out fans. Plain old nasty. Tom Jones is stepping up to support old friend Patricia Presley amid lawsuit drama. Conjoined twins Abby and Brittany Hensel respond to the news that they welcomed a baby. Blessed. Oh, we talked about that before. Remember? They were the twins. They share a body. They have two heads but one body. They had a baby. Remember, we were talking about that because that was awkward. Because remember, one was married, and it was like, well, how do they have sex? Remember that? Because like there's two of them, and they each have a boyfriend, but like it's two heads, one coochie. Like, not to be insensitive, but, like, how does that work, right? Like, did the 2 boyfriends share the coochie? Like, that's kinda weird that you share a coochie with another man, but it's technically a different person. But, like, are you kind of cheating too because you're also with the sister? That's wild. Like, I don't know how we would live that life, you know? Because like, technically, aren't you then, like, pleasuring both of them? Like, you're technically having a threesome every time, like an unwitting threesome. Blair says, "Zach, I'm eating." Eating coochie? I've thought the same thing, right? Communal coochie, yeah. Communal coochie. You are my fire, the one. MC High Life says she's watching Popcorn Planet on her TV and Zach on her phone. Love that. Yes, I'm sure Andy Signor is covering the Perez stuff. Like I said, I've been out of the loop. So I would say watch Andy, Elsie, Lauren, Donna. They've, I'm sure, been covering things on social media since I just kind of had to take a few days away. Love Andy Signor. Love Lauren Nighty. Love Elsie. Love Donna. Did they both experience the orgasm? I would assume so, right? Wait, whose baby is it then? Let's look into this further. Um, they've reacted to speculation that they've welcomed a child after they were spotted out in public with the newborn twice in August. Oh, bless the conjoined twins captioned on TikTok, which was set to Dr. Dre's "Nothing But a G Thing" on Saturday. And it features shots with them and a baby that were published by TMZ and The Sun. It was revealed in 2024 that Appy, who shares a body with her sister, that's a weird line, and wed nurse Josh Bowling in 2021. The pair posted a series of photos of themselves with Bowling. Well, yeah, they're not gonna. How are they gonna? Like, they have to. He's yeah. On August 31st, set to Jay-Z's "Run This Town." The photos were posted by TMZ on August 15th, and they showed the former TLC reality stars loading the baby who was strapped to a car seat into their Tesla. According to photos obtained by The Sun, the fifth grade teachers took the baby for a 30-minute visit with coworker at Minnesota school where they work on August 27th. They struggled at times with the carrier. They looked extremely tired during the visit, but they seemed happy to see their colleagues. So they do have a baby then, right? I would imagine. Yeah, they have a baby. It's so interesting. But whose baby is it? Who's the auntie and who's the mommy? Imagine giving birth to your niece. Did one of them carry the baby? Well, they both carried the baby, Kate. Can't really like not carry the baby when you share a body. I wonder if their favorite dick is the Buster's man. Who's the Buster's man? Do you know the Buster's man? The Buster's man, the Buster's man. Do you know the Buster's man? He has some really good dick. All right. Well, I think this was a much needed dip back into the podcast. Thank you guys. This was fun. This was funny. Be sure to hit the subscribe button if you haven't subscribed. Be sure to hit the like button on your way out if you've liked this video. And if you want to support Jeff and have him live on, then definitely um, watch Disaster Daters. Definitely watch or listen to his Manic podcast. I believe his Patreon should still be available. So please go and listen to his content, listen to his playlist that he put together online, support, share, and let's remember him in a positive and bright way. And let's keep laughing because that's what he made us all do. So thank you. Hey, Zach, I'm rewatching Old Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. Knowing what we know now, do you think Denise tried to hide the Brandy thing in fear of Aaron? Absolutely. I think that's absolutely why she went to those extremes. Amy says, love you and don't ever apologize for how you're grieving. And thank you for sharing your heart and soul with us always. That's all I know how to do. Thanks for showing up today, Zach. Make sure you're getting rest and prioritizing your own well being. Yes, I am. Yesterday was beautiful and sad. Thank you for sharing. I watched Disaster Daters all last night. Yay! Continue. Like, that's how I want Jeff to be remembered. He was so funny and he was, such a special person with such an incredible heart. Such an incredible heart. Like I said, I was the biggest Jeff apologist. I always was ready to defend him and to fight for him because he was just such a great guy. Like I said, he always just felt like a little brother to me, even though he was 2 years older than me. All right, guys. Have a great day. Love you. Appreciate you. I'll talk to you tomorrow. Ciao for now. Mwah. Give your love to your loved ones. I cannot say that enough. I watched the ones with John Hill and Stewart. Yeah. Season one, all of them are all the episodes are available on YouTube. All of season 1 and all of season 2. I think there's a whole playlist that you guys can go and watch all of season 1 and season 2. I believe all the full videos are available on YouTube. All right, guys. Love you. Appreciate you. I will talk to you tomorrow. Ciao for now. Hit the like button, subscribe, leave an Apple Podcast review. Follow me at Just Plain Zach. Follow the podcast at No Filter with Zach. I'll talk to you later.